You would have heard a lot recently about the art of the deal. But the thing about deals is they're not that. Deals start with this. It's about the art of a blank piece of paper. That's what counts. Because, right, let's say we're going to do a deal. Let's say you... That's a really nice top you've got on. I want to buy that, please. I'm going to offer you 25 quid. 25 quid. Blank piece of paper. I've written down 25 quid. Are you going to take it? What? You're not going to take it? All right. How about, well, I haven't got any more than £25. How about I throw in this cactus? Oh, okay. 25 quid plus cactus. Is that our deal? We got a deal on 25 quid plus cactus? Yes, we have. Good stuff. Email me your top, yeah? We'll get, but take not now. Keep it on. Keep it on. That was a simple deal. But now let's make it more complicated between you and me. Let's say I want to go on holiday and you want to go on holiday, but we don't want to go abroad, so we agreed to do a house swap. The agreement starts with a blank piece of paper. Listen, your house is way better than my house. You can't just come and stay here. I need to, how about, so swap, but also I'm going to leave you some flowers. And some wine. Oh, some Colin the caterpillar. The swap, the flowers, the wine, and the Colin, right? Have we got a deal? Oh. Yes, okay, but don't forget, I've got that cat allergy. So as part of the deal, if it's okay, you need to sell your cat to a neighbour. Anything we want, anything we agree goes on this paper. When we talk about peace deals and trade deals and pay deals, they are exactly the same thing. And crucially, I don't think that anyone should win a deal. You should both be happy. Like this Trumpism, this the art of a deal, this nonsense where I'm going to go in and I'm going to dominate, I'm going to get what I want, you're going to lose. It doesn't have to be that way. You've got a blank piece. Look how many blank pieces of paper. You've got, that's what you've got, and you just write down whatever you want on them, and you agree on it. So let's start with a peace deal, right? I guess peace deals are the most important deals of all because you're saving people's lives really quickly and really automatically. You've got a blank piece of paper. You've got war going on out there. You've got a piece of paper, and you've got to get things down that you can both agree on that will end the war. Now, normally, one side will have won or be dominating by the time you get to this point, so it's very hard for you both to get what you want. So there's a treaty called the Treaty of Versailles at the end of the First World War, and it really punished the Germans. The Germans had lost the war. It hit them hard. Then they got really poor and life was really hard. And then Hitler turned up, making people lose deals, any deals, is rubbish. Imagine we did this house swap when you came and it wasn't very good, and the flowers, I don't know, the flowers like petrol shop flowers and they're all dead. And the Colin the caterpillar was actually like one of the little Swiss roll ones they do now. You'd be furious. That's not what we do. Good faith. What is it that's going to make our two countries stop fighting? So we're going to give back the land and prisoners, and every Thursday we're going to hug in public. So that's the blank piece of paper we've agreed. Obviously, it's more harder than that. What happens now, which is give back the land, and who does what, and how you defend yourselves in the future. So in Ukraine, what deals we're going to do with Russia to stop Russia coming back into Ukraine? Even if we end up giving land to Russia, how are we going to stop them coming back to take more land? Is America going to be involved? It's complicated. Do you know where trade deals start? They start with a blank piece of paper. Anything you want can be on there. Everyone wants good trade around the world. Everyone wants, I want to be able to sell my stuff to everyone. I make card games, right? I want to sell my card games to America. Heck yes. The American market, like 5 people might want one. Who knows? Here's the issue with trade. Number one, we have different standards, right? So if you grow chicken in the UK, then we have set animal welfare standards. And in the past, those animal welfare standards have aligned mostly with the EU. So we banned making foie gras in this country, which is like when you get stuff and you shove it into a goose's face and then like you eat it like it's a nice thing. Odd. But because we're part of the EU, we couldn't ban selling it. So it's always been okay for foie gras to be made over there in France by disgusting people and then sold over here to delicious chefs. So we could say to the EU, we'll do a deal with you, but you have to stop selling us foie gras. That doesn't sound like an open deal, but anything goes on the piece of paper. You can say whatever you want if you both agree on it as part of that thing. A trade deal with America could say that we're going to have the president over to have a chat with the old king every 3 years. Right? Different presidents every 3 years. We could set up if we want part of a trade deal. It's not trade. It's not about selling my card games, but it is about what America wants and what we want. And then you've got protectionism, of course, which is where we don't want you selling your card games into our country. Thank you very much. I've got my own card games selling in this country. And then everyone gets prickly about it. So what are you going to do? On this piece of paper, you could say no card games. Plus, look. I'm going to draw a crown. King. No card games plus king. That's what we're going to say. That's going to be our trade deal. Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much. And then pay deal. You'll never guess where a pay deal starts. Yes, a pay deal starts with a blank piece of paper. The workers want more money and the bosses want change. The bosses want to change the way the company's being run. They want to change the way the workers work. They want to be more productive. So let's imagine that the bosses say, fine, you have 1% pay rise. But all the shifts are going to be done by AI. And you're going to be told when to work by the supercomputer. It's going to be more efficient. But the workers say, no, we want 5% and we want Dave from HR to still do the hours. Right, it's a problem. Difference in money, difference between Dave and HR and AI. So what's this piece of paper going to say? And they can start writing things on this piece of paper. They go, no, not that one, not that one. You know, maybe the bosses can get him in with the king every 3 years. Who knows? I don't know what Charlie's up to. What goes on this piece of paper is what happens. Everyone agrees on this piece of paper. But there are no rules about this piece of paper. Maybe they could say, you get 5%, some of it's going to be done by AI, and you're still going to have to sell your cat, right? Maybe that's what. So no cat, 5% AI. And that's the deal they end up with. Nothing is set in stone. When we did a Brexit deal, blank piece of paper. When we did a deal over the steelworks, blank piece of paper. You can't look at these things and think there's a way it's supposed to be done. Only thing that matters is what you agree on and I agree on. Now, don't forget, when it's off and cleaned, to email me that top.